back. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of being honest with people. I know that there's a lot of anxiety that goes in when people are trying to decide who do they tell, what way do they tell them, when do they tell them, those kinds of things. So I thought I would take a couple moments to just talk to you guys about that. In my opinion, I would say it's best to be honest with everyone. I'm sure you're wondering, how do I tell my family or my friends or my teachers, but I want you to know that it's a lot better for them to be informed and to know what's going on in your life and how they can best help you. And the only way that they can be able to do that is if you're honest with them and you tell them what's going on. Now, when's the best time to tell them? This is a little bit harder. I would say that there's not really going to be a best time to tell them. Of course, some moments are probably better than others, but if you wait till the moment's right, you'll be waiting forever. Now, how do you tell someone? This is different for each person. There's going to be different ways that you might want to tell someone. You might want to write them a letter or give them a phone call. Honestly, the best way is probably to go and talk to them in person and have a conversation and get things out of the way, have them ask questions. Now, just because you're telling someone about your eating disorder, don't let that become your identity. I know that there's tons of girls out there, and myself included, as soon as they had that label slapped onto them, that's all they became. That's all their lives focused on. It was just Megan the anorexic, not Megan who's a daughter and a sister and a friend. Even if you tell someone about your eating disorder, don't let that become your identity. I was fortunate enough that I went to a private Christian school and I had teachers and friends and people that would allow me to be myself, and I could tell them about my eating disorder, and they supported me and they loved me and they did whatever they could to make sure that I would succeed. Now, that may not be the case for you if you're in public school or homeschooled or whatever. If you're not in like a tight-knit group like that, it can be challenging. It doesn't mean that it's impossible. You can still find people that are supportive of you and want you to do well and that are going to lift you up. And to find those people, you have to seek them out. They're not just going to appear. You have to put yourself out there, and you might find friends in the most unlikeliest of places, but you have to go out there on a limb, and you never know who you're going to connect with and who else might be struggling. Or I've been blessed because as I've opened up about my eating disorder and I've been honest with people and I've shared my story, I've come to meet a lot of awesome people that unfortunately have been going through the same things that I have and that are struggling and that need help and that can also lift me up. And I wouldn't have been able to find them if I hadn't have gone out there and risked it, because I'm not gonna lie, there are people that have rejected me because of it and I pushed them away or they pushed me away or whatever it is. It didn't work out, but there's also a lot of beautiful friendships that have resulted out of this terrible illness. I'm not saying that the eating disorder is great, it's definitely not, but recovery has opened up a ton of avenues for me, and I've met loads of beautiful people because of it, and I'm better because of that. Now, you have the opportunity to do the same, but you have to put yourself out there and realize that not everyone's gonna like you, but that's okay, and that there's gonna be a bunch of people that are gonna be there for you and support you and want to be your friend, and they'll be there for you through everything. You might be scared and nervous at first, and they might be scared and nervous at first, but know that those feelings will subside and that you can have a lot of beautiful friendships and interactions and just growth opportunities. It'll be scary at first for both of you probably, but know that those feelings will subside and that you can have great interactions with people, but you have to be willing to stick your neck out there and be willing to be hurt and rejected, because those things, you might be rejected, but chances are you probably aren't. I'm better with talking and sharing, and I'm definitely open with people. If If they want to know about my eating disorder, I'll tell them about it. It doesn't bother me. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's not a character flaw. It's just a mental illness that I was unfortunate enough to be diagnosed with and that I have to deal with, and that ruined my life for a good few years, but it wasn't anything on my part. It wasn't anything that my parents did. It wasn't anything that society did to me. It was just chemistry and the environment, and it's not any one person's fault, and there's no blame to be had. So don't worry about if people reject you, because they're not rejecting you. They're just scared because you're different, but that's not a bad thing. So hang in there, guys. Try talking to someone new. If you can, make friends, and I'll talk to you guys soon, okay? Bye!